Oh, myself, big old girl. Okay, Shalom Aleichem. It's Parshas Nitzavim v'Yelech Tafshin um, Tafshin Pei Daled. We're coming to the end of the year. Rosh Hashanah is right, just moments away. Bezrat Hashem. It's very exciting, and I suppose I've been preparing to give over this Torah for about 45 years. I was going to say 20 years, but I think it's been much longer than that. And you're just coming back from Haditch. You've just been in Haditch. So this is the pasuk. The pasuk in the parsha this week is Kikor v'lecha davar ma'oid. Kikor v'lecha davar ma'oid. It's not far from you. It's very close to you, the whole thing. So I want to discuss, explain, try and understand what does it mean, Lishma. And this is everything that we're here to do. This is it. We're not here to learn Shas. We're not here to memorize Mishnayos. We're not here for all those other things are part of the big picture. But the big picture is getting to avoid the Lishma. How do we get to avoid Lishma? So it's in the pasuk Sur Meirav Asay Tov. Yes, Sur Meirav Asay Tov. What is Lishma? You know, the answer to what is Lishma is just silence. There is no answer to what is Lishma. You can't describe Lishma. There is no way of explaining Lishma. All you can do is get very clear on what is Lo Lishma. And there's many madregas to Lo Lishma. And the clearer we get on Lo Lishma, for every klipa that we get to understand and we move away, we move closer to Lishma. What's Lishma? Avoid Lishma, like we said many times. Avoid Lishma by a Yid is why you're serving Hashem. The answer is Kacha. Kacha is Lashon Chaf, Chaf. Yeah? You just joined in the right time, Blazer. Avoid Lishma. Yeah, what does it mean, avoid Lishma? So if you're to ask a child why you want to see Lishma is find your 4-year-old kid, yeah, or your 3-year-old kid with his plastic screwdriver digging a hole in your wall, yeah? That's Lishma. That is mamash Lishma. And you say to him, why are you doing it, yeah? And most of the time, the child will look at you blank and say nothing. They'll just look at you silent. Why? Because there's no reason why they're doing it. Why are they doing it? That's just what I do, Dad. I got a screwdriver. There's a wall. There's a little thing anyway. And this is what I do. This is what I do. That's kacha. Kacha is chaf chaf. Chaf is kesa. Chaf is the level after yud, which is chochma. So why are you serving Hashem? Kacha. That's avoid the lishma. Why? You can't explain why. All you can do is get clear on what's the low lishma. So that's sur meirav v'asei tov. And if you watch the tzaddikim, they always speak about v'asei tov. They never just say asei tov. When they mention the sur meirav, they say and v'asei tov. They never just call it asei tov. They always include the vav. Why? Because the vav is the hemshech. Why? Because if you get clear on what is sur meirav, you are already at asay tov. They're chabur, they're mechubar. If we can move ourselves from the ra, if we can understand what is the ra and remove ourselves from the ra, then we automatically are serving lishma. So our whole avodah is getting clear on low lishma. There is no getting clear on lishma. There's only getting clear on low lishma. So the psukim in the parsha say this. So I'm not gonna go through all the psukim, but we'll pull out the relevant psukim. It's from Lamed onwards. So the first pasuk is Vayki Yevoyu alecha kol hadvarim ha'ela bracha v'klala. When all of these things come upon you, yeah, pasuk, we're in Perek Lamed, pasuk Aleph. When all of these things, the brachas and the klalas, asher nasati lefanecha, v'shevoisa el levavecha, and you will return your heart b'chol hagoyim from all of the goyim asher hidichacha Adonai lehecha shama, that Hashem has banished you to. You will return. V'shavta ad Hashem elokecha. You will return ad Hashem elokecha, but avloi ad bichlal. You can't actually return to Hashem. All you can do is let go of all of the bad stuff. The returning to Hashem is ma'elav. How can you return to Hashem when you and Hashem are one anyway? You never stopped being one with Hashem. Never ever. You can never ever stop being one with Hashem. That's what we said so many times, is tell your children, instead of I love you can also say I love you. But instead of that, the whole time, just say to them, I'm your tati, and I will always, always be your father. There's nothing that could ever happen in this world, in all the worlds ever, that will stop me from being your father. Nothing. Yeah? That's the same as the Yid and the Rabbeinu Shalom. So what are you returning to? You never left. So it's only ad bichal. You can't return to Hashem because you never actually left Hashem. But you can get rid of all of the things that distract you, that make you think that you're not there with Hashem. And then the pasuk goes on. One moment. V'lo ad bichlal. Pasuk Dalet. Then it goes on. Im yenidachacha b'ktsei hashamayim. If you're from the furthest edges of the world of Shemayim, Misham yikabetzecha Adonai lehecha, Misham yikachecha. From there, Hashem will gather you in, and from there He will take you. He's going to bring you back to the land of your inheritance. It's going to be good for you, and He's going to increase you from His love for you, make you more than you were before. And then He says, Umal Adonai lehecha es levavacha ve'es levav zayecha. And He's going to be mal your heart. He's going to do bris milah on our hearts. That's the avodah. We go ad Hashem Elokecha, v'lo ad bichlal. But if we do that, if we show that we are, the word's pasha, courageous. The word's courage. If we can be courageous enough to let go of all of the stuff that isn't real, and that's really the word, courageous. If we can be brave enough, if we can be the warriors that our forefathers were, and let go of all of the things that are not real, yeah, then it's going to happen. Umal Adonai lehecha es levavacha ve'es levav zorecha, which we know is Rosh Hashanah Elu. Es levavacha ve'es levav zorecha. La'ava es Adonai lehecha b'chol levavacha v'chol nafshecha leman chayecha. And Hashem will be mol our heart. He will then do the final avodah, where we actually go back to that reasonless service of the Rabbeinu Shalom. And then the pasuk goes on, and this is for you guys there in Haditch now. Yeah. The mitzvah, and then this is the outcome now. What happens once Hashem has done the surgery, so to speak, and he has released the final klipa from our heart, and this is what happens. Ki mitzvah hazois asher anochi mitzavacha hayoim. The mitzvah that I command you today. This is Moshe speaking. Loi niflas hi memacho. It's not far from you. Well, no, it's not like something wondrous from you. It's not far from you. Loi v'shemayim he. It's not in the shemayim. Lemo miyale lanu hashmayim. Who's going to go up to shemayim? V'yikuchecha lanu and take it for us. V'yashmiyeinu oisav v'na'asena. V'loi me'ever liyam he. It's not across the sea. Lemo me. It's not. You don't have to go anywhere for this. This is the amazing thing. You don't have to go anywhere for anything. Hilemo miyavo lanu el eva yam v'kochecha lanu yashmienu ois v'nase hikaroiv alecha hadava ma'oid v'ficha ulevavacha la'asoisoi. This thing is ma'oid, close to you in your heart and in your mouth and in your heart to do it. What does it mean? Ki koi v'lecha davar ma'oid. What's ma'oid? We have b'chol levavacha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol mo'idecha. But we know that levavacha, so we know that nafshecha is already you're giving up your life. You're giving up your life to the Ribono Shel Olam. So what's mo'idecha? What's the madrega after giving up your life? What more can you give to him? Like the famous the famous thing by the Goyim, if I could, if only I had more than one life to give for my country. But this is the final madrega, b'chol mo'idecha. B'chol mo'idecha is lishma. See, you can give your life, we can give our life for things. Many people give their life for things. You see the crazy Arabs gave their lives on October 7th. Thousands of them gave their lives. What's the madrega of that? That was b'chol nafshecha. They were actually doing it for their nefesh. B'chol mo'idecha is the level of the yid. B'chol mo'idecha is that reasonless avoida. There is no reason. B'chol mo'idecha. B'chol mo'idecha is touching the kesa of the neshama, the yechida mamash, where there is no reason bichlal. B'chol nafshecha means that I'm giving my life up because it makes sense right now that I should give my life up. That's not lishma. Mo'idecha is beyond that, is when I'm giving my life up and it doesn't make sense that I give my life up. That's why the Alter Rebbe we know gives the example of the secular yid who the Galach puts a gun to his head and says, your God or your life. He doesn't even believe in God. He doesn't believe in Torah. And he says, take my life. And he's marveling at himself as he's saying those words, saying to himself, what are you doing? Just don't, what are you doing? And he's compelled. Why? Well, there's no why. That's the whole point. That's the yid. That's the yid mamash. That's b'chol mo'idecha. And that's the final outcome of we turn to Hashem and we say to Hashem, I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared of all of these. I know that if I let go of all my shtick, I'm still going to be okay. I will not die if I let go of all of these false gods that my whole life is predicated on, whether it's how my thoughts about myself, my thoughts about my family, my ideologies, my all the mechanisms that I have, all the Elohim Acherim that I'm identified with. Yeah, Ribono Shel Olam, I'm not scared anymore. I'm prepared to let all of that go. The Ribono Shel Olam says, yeah, Beseda. And he takes our heart and he scratches away the rest of the klippers that are stuck to the heart, the lo lishma, and the final outcome is kikoi v'lecha davar ma'oid v'ficha levavacha la'asoisoi, which is the madrega of the child serving the Ribono Shel Olam, the ben yomo child, the mamash. That's the madrega the Baal Shem Tov spoke about when he said Rachmana Libaboy doesn't mean he needs you to be verkocht like that. That's not what Rachmana Libaboy means. Rachmana Libaboy means he wants you. You might be one of these guys who does that, or you might be one of these guys who sits around and is very relaxed and cool. That's fine. Doesn't have to be like that. Rahman Libaboy means that you're giving the you. And then the question becomes, so why are you serving? And the answer is kacha. That's just what I am. I'm Jewish. Just like the sun shines, and just like my 3-year-old child scratches my wall with his plastic hammer. I'm Jewish. I serve Hashem. And then it becomes the most natural thing in the world. It stops being an avoider. That's, I suppose, the Madrega of the Tzaddik who lives in that matzav constantly because he's not called the Oived Hashem, he's called the Eved Hashem. He's not Bashas avoider, he's completed the service. It's not a service anymore. He's just being himself. He's just doing his thing. That's all he is. And that's Nishma. That's Nishma. You can't talk about it. There's nothing to say. You can just talk about what it isn't. And we should talk about that all the time because that will give us the courage to let go of the Elohim Acherim, which we which takes courage. It takes you have to be a brave warrior to let go of all those things that aren't real. B'ezrat Hashem, we should be zoicha. Everyone should have a good ben shiur. And we see each other before Rosh Hashanah. We have Parsha class. We have on Monday there's Tanya. Otherwise, hey, sei gesund, Chevrolet.